Welcome back to Care and Cure, where Eastern wisdom meets Western science to help you stay strong and vibrant after 60. Today's episode could literally save your life, because every year, hundreds of thousands of seniors suffer strokes, often with no warning at all. But what if the early clues were hiding right inside your morning routine? The small habits you've done for years could be quietly tripling your stroke risk. Stay until the end, because the last two habits we'll uncover are the most dangerous and the most ignored. Joining us again is a true medical legend. Over 100 years old, still practicing, still sharp, Dr. Hinhara. Dr. Hinhara. Thank you, Jack. It's always a pleasure. Strokes don't appear out of nowhere. The signs are there. You just have to notice them early, often right after waking. Jack. Most of us imagine a stroke as sudden, slurred speech, a frozen face, but you're saying the warnings are subtle, showing up when we least expect them? Dr. Hinhara. Exactly. Small signals show up first. Let's start with the earliest. The first sign I warn my patients about is a sudden change in coordination. You reach for your toothbrush and miss slightly. You sip your tea and it dribbles a little. You try to button your shirt and your fingers just feel off. That isn't aging. It's your brain struggling with blood flow. I once had a 74-year-old accountant who came in because he'd started dropping his keys. A few days earlier, he even forgot how to spell the word milk. No pain, no slurring, just blank. A scan showed he'd had a mini-stroke, a TIA. We caught it in time, adjusted his meds, his diet, and kept him hydrated. He never had a full stroke because he noticed the warning. A Lancet neurology study proved it. The first 48 hours after a TIA are the most dangerous, but if treatment starts in that window, the risk of a major stroke drops by more than 80%. Awareness really can save your brain. So when is the danger highest? Not in the middle of a stressful day. It's first thing in the morning. Here's why. Overnight, you become dehydrated. You haven't had water in 6 to 8 hours. Your blood thickens, cortisol spikes, and blood pressure rises. That creates the perfect storm. Thick blood, tight vessels, and pressure surging through aging arteries. Add rushed or distracted habits, and your stroke risk quietly triples. The first bad habit, skipping water. Most seniors go straight for coffee and skip hydration. After 8 hours of sleep, your blood is like a sponge with no moisture. It moves slower and clots easier. A European Journal of Neurology study found that nearly half of first-time strokes were linked to low morning hydration. So, the fix is simple. Before coffee, before pills, drink 1 full glass of room temperature or warm water. You're rehydrating your brain, not just your mouth. The second bad habit, sitting too long after waking. Many older adults stay in bed, scrolling or sitting still for 30 minutes. After 60, your blood vessels lose elasticity. Staying motionless lets blood pool in your legs. I've seen people suffer strokes in the bathroom because they went from lying down to straining without proper transition. The fix: wake slowly but move early. Ankle rolls, toe flexes, shoulder circles, then stand gently. Even 2 minutes of movement jumpstarts safe circulation. Habit number 3. Skipping breakfast. Too many seniors start the day with coffee and medication, but no food. After 60, fasting can trigger low blood sugar, and the brain runs only on glucose. Combine that with dehydration, and you've created the perfect storm for dizziness or even a vascular event. So eat something small but nourishing. Half a boiled egg, a spoon of yogurt, a few soaked walnuts, enough to stabilize blood sugar and tell your brain it's supported. Habit number 4. Rushing into stress. Checking the news, opening emails, arguing about schedules before your first sip of water. Right after waking, your brain is fragile. Cortisol and blood pressure are already high. A stroke journal study following 93,000 people showed that high psychological stress early in the day dramatically increased stroke risk, especially within the first 3 hours of waking. The solution: create a buffer. 10 quiet minutes stretching, walking, or simply sitting with tea. It's not luxury, it's neurological hygiene. And now, the fifth and most overlooked habit, stillness. Not peaceful meditation, complete inactivity. Sitting on the couch or at the table for hours with no movement. After 60, that stillness can be dangerous. Blood thickens, veins struggle, and clots form. A circulation study of over 8,000 adults found that those sedentary for 9 or more hours a day had twice the stroke risk, even if they exercised later. Because it's not only how much you move, it's when you move. The first hour after waking is the window. March in place, roll your shoulders, stretch, walk to the mailbox. Just tell your blood it's time to flow. When blood flows, the brain thrives. We began this episode thinking strokes were sudden, but now we know the truth. They build quietly, through everyday choices. How we move, what we skip, and how we start the day. Health after 60 isn't about dramatic change. It's about consistent awareness. Your brain doesn't ask for perfection, just attention. You don't need new supplements or gadgets. You just need to listen to what your body's been saying all along. If you learned something valuable today, share this video with someone you love. Protect your mornings, protect your brain, and protect your life. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss another episode of Care and Cure, because your next morning could be your most important one yet.